My name is Nora. I am 33 years old, and I am a mother of three beautiful daughters. Their names are Emma, Grace, and Luna. They are my whole world. I love them more than anything. Life has not been easy for me. My mother passed away when I was young. My husband left me when our youngest daughter was just a baby. He walked away and never came back. He never called. He never sent money. He forgot about us. Since then, I have been alone, raising my three daughters. I have no family to help me. I have no big house. I live in a small apartment in Willow Creek. Every month, I pay rent. Every month, I worry. I do not have a good job. I do not have a college degree. I do not have many choices, but I am strong. I never give up. I work as a cleaning lady. I do not have a company or agency. Every month, I look for homes and offices that need cleaning. I carry my own supplies. Then, I work all day and often late into the night. I scrub floors, clean bathrooms, take out trash. Some people are kind, some people are rude, some people don't pay, but I do not stop. I clean because I need money. I need to buy food. I need to buy clothes for my daughters. I need to pay rent. I work when I am tired. I work when I am sick. I work when I want to cry. Sometimes I look at my daughters while they sleep. They are so peaceful. They are so beautiful. I touch their small hands. I kiss their foreheads. I whisper, I love you. I want to give them a good life. I want them to be happy. I want them to have everything I never had. But life is hard. One cold evening, I was walking my daughters home after a late cleaning job. The weather was terrible. The sky was dark. The rain was heavy. The sidewalks were icy. Emma held my hand tightly. Grace and Luna walked close behind. "Mama, I'm cold," Luna said. She was only 5 years old. "I know, sweetheart," I said. "We'll be home soon." I pulled her closer and wrapped my scarf around her. The street was quiet. The lights were dim. I held my daughter's hands tightly. My hands were shaking. I was nervous. Then suddenly, a bright light, a loud crash, a terrible pain. Everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I saw a white ceiling. I heard beeping sounds. I smelled medicine. I was in the hospital. I tried to sit up, but my body hurt. My head was heavy. My arms were weak. Then I remembered the accident. My daughters. Where were they? I tried to speak. My voice was dry. My throat hurt. A nurse came to me. She looked kind. She smiled softly. She said, "Don't move too much. You were in a bad accident." "My daughters." I whispered, "Where are my daughters?" She touched my hand gently. "They are here. They are safe." Tears filled my eyes. I want to see them. A few minutes later, the door opened. 3 small figures ran into the room. "Mama," they cried. They hugged me. They held my hands. They kissed my face. I started crying. I held them as tightly as I could. The doctor came into the room. He looked serious. He had bad news. "You have a broken leg," he said. "You need surgery. You need time to heal." I felt panic. But I have to work. I have to pay rent. I have to feed my daughters. The doctor looked sad. "You need to rest," he said. Then I remembered something worse. The cleaning supplies I borrowed were destroyed in the accident. And the worst part? I had accidentally damaged the front of a luxury store during the fall. The owner wanted $20,000. I had nothing. I was broken. I covered my face with my hands and cried. My daughters held me. They cried too. I was lost. I had no hope. The next day, something unexpected happened. My story spread on the internet. People read about me. People saw pictures of my daughters. They saw how much I suffered. Many kind people sent money. They wanted to help me. Then, one day, I got a phone call. A deep voice spoke. "I heard your story," he said. "I want to help you." I was afraid. "Who are you?" "You will see soon," he said. 2 days later, a group of people came to the hospital. They brought flowers. They brought warm clothes for my daughters. Then a young man walked in. He had kind eyes. He looked at me and smiled. He sat next to me. "You don't know me," he said, "but I know you." I was confused. "Why do you want to help me?" He smiled. "Because I can." I started crying. I don't know what to say. He touched my hand. "You don't have to say anything." A few days later, something unbelievable happened. The young man and his team paid for my hospital bills. I didn't have to worry anymore. But that was not all. One day, they took me and my daughters to a new place. It was a house, a big, beautiful house. "This is for you," they said. I stared at them. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. "For me?" I whispered. "Yes," they said. "You don't have to pay rent anymore. This is your home." I fell to my knees. I cried and cried. My daughters cried too. They hugged me. "Is this real?" I asked. "Yes," they said. "This is real." I held my daughters and whispered, "We have a home. We have a home." One day the young man asked me, "What is your biggest dream?" I wiped my tears. "I want to open a bakery." He smiled. "Then let's make it happen." And he did. A few months later, I opened my own bakery. It had fresh bread, warm pastries, and happy customers. I was no longer a struggling customer. I was no longer a poor mother. I was a businesswoman. I was strong. I was happy. I will never forget that young man. He changed my life. He taught me something important. There are kind people in this world. There are people who want to help. And sometimes miracles are real. I started with nothing. Now I have everything. A home, a job, and most importantly, a happy family. Thank you, my dear subscriber, for being here with me. Your support means everything to me. I hope this story touched your heart. Remember, no matter how hard life gets, kindness and hope can change everything. Stay strong, believe in good people, and never lose faith in a better tomorrow. Don't always have a drawer, for example, but if you have a small table next to a bed, it's called a bedside table. This is a drawer, like I said. Be careful, because in British English, we don't pronounce the E at the end. We just say drawer. Here we have my glasses. And the glasses case. This is a glasses case. Here we have a little cloth. Any little piece of material that you use to clean something is usually called a cloth. Here we have a clock. This is an alarm clock. I don't like to use my phone. I know lots of people use their phones, but I don't like having my phone in my room at night, so I use an old-fashioned alarm clock. Here we have some tissues, and this is a lamp. The part on the top here, this part just here, is called the lampshade. Lampshade. Here we have a light switch. A light switch. Here we have some pictures. And this part on the outside is called a frame, or a picture frame if you want to be specific. And here we have my very sexy winter dress. Dressing gown. This here is a door. I'm sure you know the word door, but here's some more vocabulary related to doors. The part on the outside is called the door frame. The door frame. This thing here is a doorknob. A doorknob. Yes, the K in knob is silent. And these things here are the hinges. One hinge, two hinges. Down here we have some cables. You can also call these cords. So here is the cord from the computer, and this long one here is an extension cord. You can also call it an extension cable. And the thing joining them is called this piece of plastic here. This is called a double adapter. Double adapter. This here is a double adapter. Here is my computer desk. Here we have some earphones. This is a keyboard. Keyboard. That's the computer. That's not just the screen. The computer is all in there. This is a mouse. And we often put a mouse on a mouse pad. This is a mouse pad. And here we have a coaster. A coaster is something that you can put a drink on. You know the word chair, but this is an office chair. Office chairs don't all look the same, but generally they have a comfortable seat. Normally they spin, and they're usually on wheels, so you can have lots of fun in long hallways. And here we have a corkboard. It's called a corkboard because this material here is cork. Cork. A cork is also the thing that goes in the top of a wine bottle, because traditionally, at least, those are made of cork. On the corkboard, we have some pins. This here is called a push pin. This is called a thumbtack. It's called a thumbtack because normally we use our thumbs to push them in. And down here, we have some weights. If you want to get big, strong arms like me, you can lift some weights. This behind me is the wardrobe. You could also call this a cupboard or cupboards, but the word cupboard is a bit more general. For example, you have cupboards normally in the kitchen and sometimes also in the bathroom. A wardrobe normally just has things like clothes and shoes. How are you going, Monty? Having a nice day? Now we are in the kitchen. This here is a microwave. Ours is quite an old microwave. How long have you had this? About 30 years? Years? Yes, yes. Oh, I didn't mention this before. This isn't my house. This is my parents' house. Okay, so that's the microwave. Here we have some paper towels, and this is the stove. You could also call this a cooktop. This is an electric cooktop, but some people have gas cooktops or gas stoves. This at the top is the range hood. Range hood. Over here we have some utensils. Utensils is a general word for things like this that we use in the kitchen, like wooden spoons and spatulas. This here is a pot holder for getting things out of the oven or, picking up hot pots. I'll put it back later. Down here, we have some pots. Those are pots. Here we have a hand towel. This is for drying hands. And this is a tea towel, which we use for drying dishes and cups and cutie things like that. I don't know why we call it a tea towel. Here we have the oven, and this is a toaster oven. We don't actually have a traditional toaster. If we want to make toast, we use a toaster oven. These are crumbs because we need to clean the kitchen. And this is a fridge. The long word is refrigerator, but most people just say fridge. The top part here is the freezer. The freezer is where you put things like ice cream, ice cubes, and frozen vegetables. On our fridge, we have lots of magnets. If you put, if it's a magnet that goes on a fridge, then you can call it a fridge magnet. These are fridge magnets. Here, we have a chart about dangerous spiders because we live in Australia. This here is a fruit basket. A fruit basket. At the moment, we have spiders because we live in Australia. This here is a fruit basket. A fruit basket. At the moment, we have some apples, some passion fruit, some mandarins, and a papaya. This is a timer. Some people use their phones these days, but lots of kitchens still have timers. This is a cutting board. You can also call it a chopping board. This one is made of marble, so it's quite heavy. This area have a couple of bench tops, so this area here is also called a bench. I try to think in English. My English is not perfect, but I enjoy learning. I am not afraid to talk now. My first sentence gave me confidence. That one moment started everything. If you are learning English, speak your first sentence. Don't be shy. Just try. Start with one word, then two, then a sentence. You will improve. Use English every day. Speak with friends. Learn like a child. Have fun. Make mistakes. Don't give up. English is not just a subject. English is a way to connect, a way to share your ideas, a way to open new doors. So remember this. Your first sentence can change your life. Chapter 2. My first job in English. It is Thursday. Today is my first day at my new job. I feel a little nervous. I wake up early. I dress nicely. I go to the cafe. It is small, but it is very nice. Many people come in the morning. They want coffee, tea, and food. A woman opens the door. She is the manager. She smiles and says, "Good morning." She says, "Are you Ronnie?" I say, "Yes, I am." She says, "Come in. I will show you the cafe." I follow her. She shows me the counter. She shows me the tables. She shows me the kitchen. She tells me, "You will take orders. You will bring food and drinks. You will clean the tables." She says, "Don't worry. I will help you." I feel better. Then I meet another worker. His name is Tom. He is from England. He is young. He is friendly. He says, "Welcome to the team." I say, "Thank you." First, everything is new. I don't understand all the words. I hear words like menu, order, tray, and receipt. I don't know what they mean, but I look and listen. I learn. A customer comes to me. She says, "Can I have a black coffee and a muffin?" I say, "Yes, of course." I go to the counter. I say the order to Tom. I bring the coffee and the muffin to the customer. I say, "Here you are." She says, "Thank you." I say, "You're welcome." I feel happy. I speak English. I help people. I learn new words. I hear the words again and again. This helps me remember them. I don't write them down. I just listen. Use them. This is how I learn. After some time, I learn more words. I learn how to say, "Would you like sugar?" or "Eat in," or "Take away." I learn how to say, "Enjoy your meal," and "Have a nice day." These are small sentences, but they are useful. At the cafe, I speak to many people. I speak to workers. I speak to my manager. I speak English all day. I make mistakes, but nobody laughs. They help me. They understand that I am learning. Every evening, I go home and I think about my day. I think about the words I heard. I think about the things I said. Sometimes I look at new words in a dictionary, but I don't study much. I just remember them because I use them. At school, I tell my teacher about my job. She says, "That is a great way to learn. You use English every day. You hear real English. You speak real English. This is very good. I feel proud." She tells the class, "You don't need to learn all the words from a book. You learn better than you learn from a book. You learn better than you learn from a book. You are the best when you use English in your life. Speak, listen, read, and write a little every day. This is the best method." In the next class, we talk about jobs. Every student talks about their job or what they want to do. We speak in pairs. Then we tell our stories to the whole class. I talk about the cafe. I say, "I like my job." I talk about the cafe. I say, "I like my." I talk to people. I learn English. My classmates listen. They smile. They ask me questions. I answer them. I learn something important. When I speak English, I feel strong. I feel happy. I feel like I can do more. I want to learn more. I want to speak better. Now every day is a new lesson for me. At school, I learn with my teacher and classmates. At work, I learn with real people. I use new words. I try new sentences. I listen carefully. I speak slowly. I am not afraid. This is my way to learn English. I read. I speak. I listen. I work. I enjoy the process. I don't worry about mistakes. I just keep going. If you are learning English, try to use it every day. Speak with people. Listen to them. Read something small. Learn new words by using them. This is a good way. This is my way. And it works. Chapter 3. My first day. Speaking with confidence. The next day is Thursday. It is the day I start my new job at the cafe. I feel excited, but I also feel a little nervous. I want to speak well. I want people to understand me. I want to use good pronunciation. In the morning, I remember what my teacher said about pronunciation. I remember the shadowing technique. Before going to work, I take my phone. I search for an English video. I find a short interview. The speaker talks slowly and clearly. I listen and I repeat. I speak after him. I try to say the words the same way he does. I look in the mirror. I watch how I move my mouth. I do this for 10 minutes. Then I feel ready to go. At the cafe, I say hello to my manager. She says, "Good morning, Ronnie." I say good morning. She tells me I will work at the counter today. I must take orders from the customers. I say, "Okay, I will do my best." The first customer comes. She says, "Can I have a tea and a croissant, please?" I smile. I say, "Yes. 1 tea and 1 croissant." I say it clearly. I speak slowly. She understands me. I am happy. Later, I speak to more people. I try to say every word clearly. I use what I learned from shadowing. I think about my mouth. I think about the sounds. I don't speak fast. I take my time. Some words are hard, but I try again. One man says, "Your English is very good." I smile. I say, "Thank you. I am learning." That makes me feel proud. I feel more confident. I want to speak more. After work, I go home. I want to practice again. I take my phone. I play the same video. I do shadowing again. This time, I try to sound even closer to the speaker. I listen. I speak. I listen again. I copy. Later, I find a short story online. It is about a girl and her dog. The story is easy. I understand all the words. I read it out loud. I record myself. I listen to my voice. I compare it with a native speaker who reads the same story. I hear the difference. I practice the hard words. I say them again and again. The next day at school, I tell my teacher about my shadowing practice. She says, "That is great. If you do this every day, your pronunciation will improve a lot." I say, "I will try." She smiles and says, "Good." In class, we practice pronunciation together. Our teacher plays short sentences. We listen, we repeat, we do it again and again. Some students laugh. It is fun, but we are learning. Then we speak in pairs. We ask each other questions. We answer with full sentences. We focus on clear pronunciation. We help each other. We laugh when we say something. My partner is from Brazil. He speaks well. I ask, "How do you practice speaking?" He says, "I talk to myself. I stand in front of the mirror and speak English. It helps. I think this is a good idea. I want to try this too." After school, I go to my football training. I meet my new friends. Go home, and I think about the day. I say the new words again. I say them out loud. I say tray, bill, change, customer. I say, "Can you help me?" The people are kind. They speak fast. I say napkin. I smile. I like this way of learning. The next day, I go to school again. I tell my teacher about my first day at work. She says about work and class. Our teacher gives us a short reading about cafes. The text is easy. I understand most of it. Some words are new, but I can guess the meaning. I enjoy the story. I read it again at home. I follow the method. I read every day. I work in the cafe. I use English. I learn words by reading and speaking. I don't study hard. I don't write long lists. I just live in English. After 1 week, I know many new words. I can say full sentences. I speak with confidence. My teacher says, "You are improving fast." I feel happy when I hear that. Learning English is not easy, but when you speak and read every day, it gets easier. I learn from school. I learn from my job. I learn from people. Chapter 2. My first day, speaking with customers. I learn because I use English, and I enjoy it. When you want to learn English, don't be afraid. Speak with confidence. Read. Listen. Use English every day. That is the best way to learn. It is Thursday. Today is my second day at work. But this day is special. Today, I will speak with more customers. I want to speak clearly. I want them to understand me. I think about what our teacher told us yesterday. She said, "Repeat after native speakers." I is happy to see me. She says, "Hello, Sam. Are you ready for today?" I say, "Yes, I am ready." I smile. I feel good. I want to practice speaking. I take the menu and read it again. I say the words quietly. Sandwich, coffee, tea, cake, juice, salad. I say each word slowly and clearly. I remember the video. I try to copy the sound. Then the first customer comes. It is a woman. She says, "Hello." I say, "Hello, good morning. Can I help you?" She says, "Yes, I want a tea and a piece of cake." I say, "1 tea and 1 piece of cake. Thank you." I repeat her words. I use the same rhythm. She smiles. She understands me. I feel proud. My pronunciation is better today. I speak slower. I open my mouth more. I don't feel shy. I remember our teacher said, speak. Don't worry. Use English every day. More customers come. I speak with each one. Some people speak fast. I don't understand everything. I ask, can you say that again, please? They say it again, slowly. Then I understand. I also listen to my co-workers. One worker is from Spain. He speaks English well. I listen to how he says the words. I try to copy him. He says, here's your coffee. I say the same. I practice all the time. During break, I sit with another worker. His name is Marco. He is from Italy. We talk in English. He says, your English is good. I say thank you. I practice every day. He asks, how do you practice? I tell him about shadowing. He says, that sounds interesting. I want to try it too. After work, I go home. I feel tired but happy. I worked hard. I spoke a lot of English. I think about the day. I say some words again. Coffee, sandwich, juice. I look in the mirror. I speak to myself. I move my mouth like in the video. I want my pronunciation to be better. On Friday, I go to school. Our teacher asks, did anyone try the shadowing technique? I raise my hand. I say, yes, I did. I used a video. I copied the words. I did it before work. The teacher smiles. She says, very good, Sam. Did it help you? I say yes, I feel better. I speak with more confidence. Other students want to try too. We practice in class. The teacher plays a short video. We all repeat after the speaker. The voice says, where are you from? We all say, where are you from? The voice says, I'm from Mexico. We say, I'm from Mexico. We all laugh. It is fun. We learn and enjoy at the same time. The teacher says, you can do shadowing at home. Just 10 minutes a day. Use English you like. A video, a podcast, a song. Just listen and repeat. Your mouth will learn new sounds. After the class, I go to football training again. I speak English with the other players. We speak about football. We speak about school. We speak about food. I learn many new words, and I speak more clearly now. I see that shadowing works. I want to do it every day. It is simple. It is useful. I learn by listening and speaking. When I go to bed, I listen to a short story in English. I repeat after the speaker. I don't worry if I make a mistake. I learn more. My English is better every day. When you want good pronunciation, listen carefully. Repeat what you hear. Move your mouth. Don't be shy. Speak English every day. My speaking practice with a friend. On Friday, I go to school again. I want to try the new technique, thinking aloud. I want to practice more speaking. I want to speak better and more fluently. In class, our teacher talks more about speaking. She says, to speak English well, you must speak a lot. The more you speak, the better you get. Then she says, today, we will learn how to practice speaking in a simple way. One student asks, but we are not in England forever. Who do we speak to? The teacher says, that is a good question. When you are in your country, you can still practice speaking. I will show you how. Our teacher says, there are 3 good ways to practice speaking. First, you can speak with a friend. Second, you can speak alone. Third, you can speak online. She looks at us and says, today we will practice with a friend. She puts us in pairs. My partner is Leo from Brazil. The teacher says, Ask simple questions. Answer in full sentences. Speak for 5 minutes. I say, "Where do you live, Leo?" He says, "I live near the school." "And you?" I say, "I live with a host family. They are nice. The teacher made me memorize vocabulary lists, do grammar exercises, and study boring rules. But after 3 months, when I tried to have a conversation, I still could not speak. So I knew that expensive classes were not the answer. If I wanted to learn English fast, I needed something different. I needed a system that worked in real life. And that's when I started my 5-month method, which I will share with you now step by step. Part 1. The first 15 days. The biggest mistake that beginners make is that they think they need more words. I thought the same. I thought, if I learn 1,000 words, I will speak fluently. But the truth is, I already knew hundreds of words, yet I still could not speak. So for the first 15 days, I did not study any new words. Instead, I did something much more powerful. I started learning how to use the words I already knew. Here's exactly what I did. 1. I made a survival sentence list. I sat down and thought, what do I actually need to say every day? I wrote 50 simple sentences that I needed in real life.